By 2030, tennis won't look like it does today. And there's one player responsible for that transformation. He became world number 1 at 19. He's already won 6 Grand Slams. His forehand is 3 miles per hour faster than anyone else on tour. His drop shot wins 3 out of 4 points. But here's what nobody's talking about. Right now, in academies across the world, 15-year-olds are studying his every move. They're copying his technique. They're adopting his style. They're becoming something different. The question isn't whether Carlos Alcaraz is revolutionizing tennis. The question is, what will the players he creates look like in 2030? Stay with me, because what you're about to see will change how you watch tennis forever. Let's start with a problem. For the past 20 years, tennis had a formula: hit harder, move faster, outlast your opponent from the baseline. Power tennis, simple, effective, boring. Then Carlos Alcaraz showed up and broke every rule. He doesn't just hit from the baseline, he wins points from positions where others would be defending. Outside the doubles lines, he wins 43% of points. And his opponents? They win 22 to 29%. That's not tennis, that's geometry warfare. But here's where it gets interesting. He's winning 60% of points when he hits a drop shot. That's the highest on the ATP Tour. And he's using it more than any other top player. 3.1% of all shots. Think about that. In an era obsessed with power, the best young player in the world is winning with touch. His now former coach, Juan Ferrero, said something fascinating. Many players like to compete, but not many look forward to playing the biggest points. Carlos does. This isn't just about shots, it's about mindset. And that mindset, it's spreading. Because while we've been watching Alcaraz dominate the tour, something else has been happening. Quietly, in tennis academies, in junior tournaments, a new generation is learning to play tennis, the Alcaraz way. His name is Darwin Blanche. He's 16 years old. And he might be the first true Alcaraz clone. Here's why that matters. Blanche trains at the Juan Ferrero Academy, the same academy that produced Alcaraz. But more importantly, he's been Alcaraz's hitting partner. Not just playing with him, studying him, up close, every single day. Rick Matchy, the legendary coach who trained Serena Williams, said this about Blanche. Being around Alcaraz is priceless. He's picking up the mental aspects just by being around him. And it's working. Blanche became the youngest ever winner of the USTA Boys 16 Nationals at age 14. And Massey predicts he'll have one of the best forehands and serves on the ATP Tour in the near future. But listen to what Blanche himself said. Practicing with Carlos helps me get used to the way he hits the ball and see how he works on and off the court. But Darwin's not alone. There's a whole generation emerging. Quick pause to ask you to subscribe. It really helps my new channel grow so I can keep making great tennis content for you. Meet Jaime Alcaraz, Carlos's 14-year-old brother. And yes, he's already terrifyingly good. In 2023, at just 12 years old, Jaime won a Rafa Nadal Tour event, the same circuit where Carlos dominated at that age. In 2025, he represented Spain at the ITF World Junior Tennis Finals, just like Carlos did in 2017. Carlos himself admitted, honestly, he plays well. I'm not gonna lie, he's getting to a really good level. But here's the catch. Carlos is protective, almost worried. He said, "I just want people to leave him alone." There are videos saying he's going to be similar to his brother, and I don't really like that, because the pressure, it's immense. And it's not just Jaime. Meet the Spanish junior revolution, Pepe Garcia, 14 years old. Won the 2025 Spanish National Under-14 Championship in both singles and doubles. He's also part of Spain's European champion team, alongside Stefan Shangichev, Jaime Alcaraz's doubles partner and training companion. Together, they're winning Tennis Europe Junior Tour events. These kids train together, push each other, and they're all part of the same ecosystem that created Carlos. The Ferrero Academy now has something called the Carlos Alcaraz method. It's a training system based on the exact approach that made Alcaraz the youngest #1 in history. And here's the twist. In December 2025, after 7 incredible years together, Alcaraz and Ferrero parted ways. It was one of the most successful coach-player partnerships in tennis history, resulting in 6 Grand Slams, 24 titles, and youngest world number 1. But the method? It lives on. Samuel Lopez, who worked alongside Ferrero, is now Alcaraz's head coach. The philosophy, the training, the mentality, it all continues. The academy is still packaging it, teaching it, spreading it to 55 year-round students from over 30 countries. And here's what's really wild. This isn't just happening at one academy. The drop shot usage on clay has jumped from 1.7% to 2.3% since 2021. Alcaraz is at 3.1%. The entire sport is adapting. Players are evolving, becoming more complete. The sport is literally changing its DNA. And if you think I'm exaggerating, let me show you something. What exactly are these young players copying? Let's break it down. The forehand. Patrick Mouratoglou analyzed Alcaraz's forehand and found something fascinating. His early preparation and extended arm create more racket speed. The further the weight is from the center point, the faster it moves. But there's more. His wrist loosens and drops before contact, helping him get under the ball and create crazy spin. The result? 78 miles per hour average at the US Open, 3 miles per hour faster than everyone else. That's not technique, that's artillery. The drop shot. Former pro James Blake said, Alcaraz's ability to shift from power to touch is incredibly difficult. He's confident using many different types of drop shots. And the numbers back it up. He wins more points with the drop shot than any other player in the last decade, not just hitting it, dominating with it. The complete game. But here's what makes Alcaraz truly different. He has the fight and tenacity of Nadal, the speed and consistency of Djokovic, the offense to defense firepower of Federer. Andy Roddick called him a gift to the game. Paul Annacone, who coached both Federer and Sampras, said, every once in a while we're lucky to get people that are special. Carlos is one of the quintessential artists in tennis. But wait, there's another blueprint being written simultaneously. While Alcaraz is the artist, Jannik Sinner is the machine, and his numbers are just as insane. His backhand generates 2,235 RPM. That's about 13% more spin than the tour average. It's one of the heaviest backhands in professional tennis. But here's what's crazy. His backhand speed, 77 miles per hour. That's faster than the average forehand on tour. Darren Cahill, his coach, said Sinner's forehand has a unique sound, like Agassi, Federer, and Nadal had. You can hear greatness. Artists don't just play the game, they reimagine it. And when you have two players reimagining it from different angles, one with flair, one with precision, you change what comes after. So let me ask you this. If 15-year-olds today are studying both Alcaraz and Sinner, what will they look like in 2030? Let's go there. Close your eyes, it's 2030, you're watching the Wimbledon final. The player on your screen looks different. They're faster. Training methods now mix biomechanics, analytics, and performance data to build more personalized athletes than ever before. They're smarter, mental coaches, visualization, breathing exercises. The psychological game is as advanced as the physical one, and they're more complete. The 2030 champion doesn't just have a weapon, they have an arsenal. They have Alcaraz's drop shot mastery and Sinner's backhand dominance, Alcaraz's tactical creativity, and Sinner's relentless precision. Alcaraz's ability to shift from power to touch, and Sinner's machine-like consistency. Power and touch, offense and defense. Baseline and net game, art and science. They win from impossible positions, because they've been taught that impossible is just a word. Here's what the experts are predicting. Players in 2030 will be stronger, faster, and more versatile thanks to advancements in sports science. Matches will demand a higher level of athleticism and endurance. But it's not just physical, it's tactical. Remember how Alcaraz and Sinner reject traditional baseline exchanges. They treat every neutral ball as an attacking opportunity. That's the new standard. By 2030, that's just how tennis is played. But there's something deeper happening here. Something psychological. Alcaraz once recalled Kobe Bryant's words, "There is no failure in sports." He took it as a way to keep learning. That mindset, fearless, relentless, always evolving, that's what separates him. And that's exactly what he's passing on. The 2030 champion won't just play like Alcaraz. They won't just have Sinner's precision. They'll think like both of them, the artist and the machine, combined. But wait, there's a twist to this story. Because while everyone's been focused on the next generation learning from them, Alcaraz and Sinner have been learning from each other. And that rivalry, it's the real accelerant. Here's what makes the Alcaraz-Sinner rivalry so important for the future. They're not just competing, they're evolving each other. Alcaraz said, "We push each other to the limit every time. My practices are focused on seeing how I can be better to beat Sinner." Sinner responded, "It's always great when we meet. Carlos is a reference point of where I work." Listen to those words carefully. Reference point. They're using each other as the standard, the benchmark, the target. But here's what's fascinating. They're completely different players. Alcaraz is the artist, unpredictable, creative, drop shots from defensive positions, making the impossible look routine. Sinner is the machine, relentless, precise. That 77 miles per hour backhand, that spin, making perfection look effortless. One plays with flair, the other with ice-cold precision. One entertains, the other dominates. And here's the crazy part. In 2024, they swept all 4 Grand Slams. Together, 2 players, 4 majors. When was the last time that happened? Every time they play, they raise the ceiling of what's possible. And every junior player watching learns that the bar just got higher. Andre Agassi recently highlighted Alcaraz's tactical evolution, his refined backhand technique, his ability to manipulate the ball with better timing. He's not staying still, he's evolving mid-career. And now with new coach Samuel Lopez leading his team after his December 2025 split from Ferrero, a new chapter begins. And so is Sinner. His coach Darren Cahill says Sinner's forehand now has that unique sound, the mark of true greatness. Which means by 2030, we won't just have players who learned from Alcaraz. We'll have players who learned from the Alcaraz-Sinner arms race. 2 generational talents pushing each other to get better, faster, stronger, smarter, and an entire generation of juniors taking notes on every match. There'll be Alcaraz and Sinner, combined, refined, evolved. They'll be something we haven't seen before, because they're learning from 2 blueprints, not 1. So, let me bring this full circle. Remember the question we started with? What will tennis look like in 2030? And will it be different because of Carlos Alcaraz? Here's your answer. Tennis in 2030 won't be about one dimension. It'll be about all of them. The champions won't be baseline bashers or serve and volleyers. They'll be complete players, athletes who can hit drop shots from defensive positions, who can generate massive power and delicate touch in the same rally, who think 3 shots ahead and aren't afraid of the biggest moments. They'll play faster, think deeper, move better, compete harder, and yes, they'll be different because of Alcaraz. Not just because they copied his forehand or his drop shot, but because he showed them what's possible when you refuse to be one-dimensional. Right now, Darwin Blanche is 16 years old. Jaime Alcaraz, Carlos's little brother, is 14. Pepe Garcia just won the Spanish national championship. Stefan Shangachev is winning doubles titles across Europe. In 2030, Darwin will be 21. Jaime will be 18 or 19, right around the same age Carlos was when he became world number 1 at 19. Pepe will be 19, all of them hitting their prime years. There are dozens more like them. Training with the Alcaraz method, studying his matches, learning his mindset, and one of them, maybe Darwin, maybe Jaime, maybe someone we haven't heard of yet, will step onto center court at Wimbledon in 2030. And when they do, we'll see it. Clear as day. The Alcaraz effect. Written in every shot, every movement, every celebration. The revolution isn't coming. It's already here. The only question is, are you ready for the evolution of tennis? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of tennis, smash that like button and subscribe to Tennis Legacy for more incredible tennis stories. I'll see you in the next one.